next day I got a phone call from the agent, said for Sir Alex wanted to speak to me from Manchester
Wow.
United, and I thought it was a joke, so I put the phone down, and he rang me back, said, "Oh, Sir Alex wants to speak to you," and that was okay. I went back next day. I went to speak to Sir Alex, and that was it. I went to speak to
What
Sir
was
Alex,
that
and
like? How old were you?
when I turned, I was how old was I? Went to Manchester United. I was at 23 when I joined Manchester United.
Oh my
23,
gosh. Tell us about
and then
that.
everybody.
Walking in, seeing, I mean, how did that, what was that day like? Can you describe that to us?
When I first walked in to speak to Sir Alex, it was 3 weeks before the season pre-season started. So I went to speak to the manager, and we just sat for a couple of hours talking. I think an hour and 45 minutes was just talking about my family and what was it like outside football, and how's my family life, and how's the kids doing, and my wife and my mum and dad. I think it was brilliant speaking to him about outside football. And about 15 minutes was just talking about the football, what he wanted from me, and he says, we would like to, we've been watching you for 2 years, and we want this. We've seen enough over the years what we've went to watch you, and we want you to come here as number two and back up to Fabian Barthez. For me personally, it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. But I had to think about what am I going to do here? Not play football or learn to play football, because you're playing for the best players in the world. I had no goalkeeping training hardly in the first 6 years I was at England, because
Wow.
in the lower leagues you couldn't afford coaches, so it was probably maybe 2 or 3 times a month a goalkeeping coach would have came in. So that was difficult times. So I was just pretty raw. My technique wasn't the best, but then when I moved to Manchester United, I got goalkeeping coach every day, and I learned a lot there as well, playing for the best players. But the funniest thing was when I was sitting waiting for the pre-season to start, I was waiting for 3 weeks, and this is no lie. I don't think I could have. I couldn't sleep for 3 weeks, thinking, what am I going to say to all these superstars, the likes of Roy Keane, David Beckham, Gary Neville, Ryan Giggs, Fabian Barthez. I didn't know what to say to them all. And the first day I got in, it was brilliant. Everybody just made me feel so welcome. And
Right.
at the end of the session, I just thought, Kimmy, I've been here for many, many years, because I just felt like it was like home. And that's the good thing about playing a quality team like Manchester United. You feel so welcome when you walk through the front doors, and it's like a family club. And
Right.
I think that's why Manchester United was so successful in the early 90s and the early 2000s.
Right.
Yeah, I always say goalkeeping is a difficult position, because you only got one position to play.
Right.
Depends what team you're playing at. You could have three, maybe four keepers fighting for that one spot. But I've
Yeah.
been in so many teams, and most of the keepers I've been with were fantastic with me. Even if they were playing in front of me, I give them a pat on the back. But of course, you want to play, and that's what football's all. That's what it's all. That's what it's all about. Though you want to play, but you still want the team to play well as well, because you don't want your team to lose and nothing like that. There, and Tim Howard came in, and he was a breath of fresh air when he came in. He was a great guy. We got on really well. My last game was with Manchester United in the FA Cup final 2005, and we lost in penalties. And the first person that came up to me was Tim Howard, give me a big hug, and said, "Unlucky, there's nothing you can do in penalties. You
Right.
could be a hero. You could be a hero if you save one." But that's what goalkeepers have to do, and it's difficult. It's very difficult. But Camille, that's what we're in the game for. We have to be mentally tough and prepare for any time you're going to play a game.
Right. On your experience, what professional goalkeeper did you play with taught you the most, and what did they teach you, and how did it impact your life?
See, that's the one. It didn't impact me straight away, but it impacted me 12, 15 years later, and that was Fabian Barthez.
Mm.
He came up one time in training and says, "We're not goalkeepers, we're footballers." And then you see what goalkeepers are all about now, playing out from the back, using your feet, being more involved. You're the
Right.
spare man at the back to help your defenders. Uh, it, 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 it probably more impacted me when I became a coach, because that's when most of the things all changed around as a goalkeeper. And Fabian Barthez told me this in 2000, I think it was 2002. That was a
Mm.
long time ago when he said that. That's the difference. What he was, I think, the French football. That's what the French football was all about back in them days. It came in the United Kingdom when things changed in United Kingdom with a lot of foreign managers coming into the country and changing the style of Premier League, and it had changed a lot. And goalkeeping, modern day goalkeeping is all about preparing keepers to play out with the feet. But
Right.
my modern day goalkeeper is, yes, play out with your feet, but keep that ball out of the back of the net.
Right.
That's my view as well.